So, hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9. Today's teardown, Stanton STR8-60 professional turntables. This is your music deck equivalent. I have two of these. I'm going to be putting them on eBay, preferably sooner rather than later, because I want the room back in my uni room. But my brother didn't want them, so... and he was just going to take them down a dump. I do not know these working conditions, so if you've got any ways to actually test decks without needles and records, please do mention it, because I don't. I don't know. So, we shall start with the process of disassembly. First, let's note the general design. You've got this thing which is broken, which is supposed to hold that in place. Then of course you can remove the needles. It's got a pretty decent build to it. It's got various little neon lights and stuff, and we will be doing a power up of this thing and making it run, as well as your slider for speed control of the actual disc thing itself. And these are marked out in such a pattern that at certain speeds, with the strobing effect of either a neon or an LED running at the right frequency, when it's at the correct speed, you will see a singular dot just sitting there. Very clever system. Right, I'm going to pause the camera, unscrew all the screws, and we'll see you back. We have hit a slight little problem. In the process of risk of electric shock, do not open, they are fucking serious. They have made these screws impossible to open with any of the screwdrivers I have up here at university. And any others I have that could actually do it are at home. Which is an outright failure on a teardown. I have no way of testing the internal components now, or learning about how these things actually work, because to me they seem very passive devices. Do they do any signal processing before they output the audio signal into an amplifier? I don't know, and I have no way of turning out. But this is a nice design. Shock absorber feet. I don't think this is your cheap run-of-the-mill turntable, but I am going to continue trying to get it open, so bear with me. I'll be back. Well, that is very depressing, because guess what? I don't have any of the screwdrivers. I've looked around, I've tried a few things. Nah. That is a depressing teardown. However, we shall at least show you it powering up. So we'll switch it on, which I think you do with this. Oh, it uses LEDs and blue LEDs at that. What's this thing? That thing has a little light in it, but it doesn't do anything. So we start at 33 RPM. And the little thing is not very stable, the old dots. But then that'd probably be because of... if we adjust the speed, we should be able to get it more stable. There we go. And of course we can speed it up, and then you got the actual needle. I don't know what this bit's for. It's just got this pointless pop-up bit with a little light in it that doesn't glow. There's some sort of filament. It looks like it's filament based, which is probably why it's not glowing, because it's long blown. But yeah, there's nothing amazing in the old speed. There we go, we can set it pretty exact. Get it, calibrate it like a fluke meter. Then of course, because it's a deck, you can do stuff like that, and it doesn't care. Not overly exciting bits of kit in my opinion, certainly not when you've got nothing else to do with it than make it spin around, but hey. And I've got two of these, I might as well at least see if that one spins up. Then of course you've got your 33 RPM, 45 RPM selection knobs. And that is a look at a turntable. Sadly not the guts, because I'm not sure how interesting these are. I know they're going to have a power supply, but how does it manipulate the audio signals? That sounds like a gong. Maybe I should try the other one. Thanks for watching. Remember, safety. Flying spark. Look. Now to show you the logic of my idea. Look at that, it's unscrewing. Ta-da! I shall continue and then we shall get inside. Right, we got all the screws out. Smells military in here. Ah, there we go. Brilliant, that's another wheel on my Dremel broken. Thanks, Gravity. Ah, it looks like it's a direct drive one. Have a looky at that. Now then, if we can gain ourselves some extra wire, then we can start to look at this thing in more detail. At the bottom here we have a ton of heavy shielding. That was very stupid of me. Which is where most of the weight comes from. In fact, it looks like they just put this in here to give it weight, probably to make it feel more expensive. Now let's retrieve the screws that Mr. Stupid tipped all over the floor. Although the unit without that is still relatively heavy. So let's go through all this audio gubbins stuff. So, as it turns out, the feed from our turntable head, oh, we've got another screw that fell out, pretty much goes as I expected. It goes through there, through the turntable, straight into there, straight into the outputs. It is as I expected. It is passive. There is no manipulation done on this end at all. But what is more surprising is the complexity of the rest of the electronics. I suppose when you've got frequency modulated LEDs and stuff on it, and these, the fact this is a momentary switch tells me there's a microcontroller. So we have the computer board, which is also where our big variable pot lives. So that's kind of cool. And who the hell are John Fu? Okay, this does not contain the best capacitors either. Considerably, it's got the word professional. I'm beginning to doubt that. techniques to make it heavier than it needs to be, really. But a nice little spring, that'll be for shielding. This could have a genuine shielding reason, but there's no need for it to be that thick. So our power goes into here, goes into this little board which has some caps, which then leads into the main selection switch and to the various taps in the transformer itself, which then lead out over to the rest of the circuit. So this is our computer control board. This controls everything. This is our motor driver board. It uses a basic, well, looks to be a floppy drive motor system. Here we have a voltage regulator, which is a 7/8. My god, this is a different type of 7/8 to what I've normally seen. 7/824, 24 volts 7/8. Basically a 24 volt reg. On here we have a 74HC393, so it looks like this is actually just being driven with standard sort of logic chips of the 74 series. We also have a 4069 UBP PC, probably Toshiba, which is 40,000 series, and we have another Toshiba chip up here whose markings are a Toshiba part. Right, I'm back, and this spring no longer needs to be molested because the camera's not downloading. I was going to tell you that part number for that chip there, but I'm not now because of the camera's pissed me off. But yeah, this is all soft switches. For example, the power switch, you turn it, knocks a soft switch. Even for the little light up here. Well, that's more about connecting and breaking a circuit. That is for this. On this unit is actually blown, and I don't see an obvious way to replace it without having to disassemble the whole thing. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. It should work. If you want to put effort into replacing that, you could. Now, the only board I'm actually going to remove to have a look at is this one. Because this is passive, I see no reason why this would not work. Because the signal just goes into here. All this stuff works. I don't know if it's exactly in sync, but that's why you've got your little variable resistor here to change the speed of this spindle motor. It's basically just like a giant floppy drive motor. So let's grab ourselves the screwdriver. We'll use my modified screw. Hopefully it's the only one we have to take out, or I will just abort taking this PCB out because I'm lazy. Well, it's the only screw, but the only problem is the knob on the other side is holding us in. However, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. And it is! It's a problem! Because the board's not coming out. So, I was actually quite curious to what microcontroller they use, but I really don't want to put in because I actually want to keep this in its functional condition, I'm not going to be forcing that out of there, but let's just say it won't come easily. And I don't really want to dedicate the time to find out why. And because I don't generally do the whole... And you'll probably find the microcontroller will be some custom thing, it generally is in these consumer level appliances. Is this professional grade audio equipment? I've never really dismantled professional audio grade equipment to tell you whether this is standard practice. But it seems that it's built to a reasonable quality. It's kind of what I expected, really. I never expect audio to be of the most amazing. Nice transformer though, I'd be interested to see what the voltage taps are off it because it's got a fair amount. It's got this one, this one, this one. Two just go to this board alone, the other one goes to that, and that will power the rest of the system. But a needle? It surprises me these aren't shielded, because you'd think such line level audio would be vulnerable to noise, but obviously it is not that vulnerable to noise, because shielding isn't really a big issue. I mean, look at the type of PCB. You got your 4 wires, which is... we do have a negative there and there. Yeah, it's grounded, but not exactly how I expect it to be. I don't know what the difference is here between the green, red, white and blue. I don't know what types of signals they go down. I'm not an audio buff. I don't do audio stuff. I've just dismantled this out of pure curiosity to what one of these looks like inside. Might as well take the opportunity before this thing goes off to some new owner who will do their music-y stuff on it. That's all, and thanks for watching. It's nice to be doing teardowns again. Oh yeah, you've also got an audio amp of some kind under this little output board or input board. Thanks for watching. Another thing I forgot to know, all through the bottom are speed adjusts for the 2 RPMs, a DD speed adjust, I don't know what the hell a DD is, and a pitch adjust, which is for whatever, it's audio stuff. But yeah, even if it is out of cow, it'll be easy to get back in.